David Dennis is our local philanthropic photographer.
We have so many challenges in Santa Cruz, but I love Santa Cruz so much. I wanted to do something to give back to the areas that I care most about. So I focus on education, homelessness, and ocean conservation. And every 3 months or so, I do a big portrait exhibit around one of those themes, pick a nonprofit, put on a big photo show, a night event. Usually there's music and food and drinks. In this case, we're going to have a big raffle and some really amazing artisans joining us. And then I sell the photos, and I donate 100% of the proceeds to the nonprofit. And then my day job at Microsoft matches that donation 100%. And then they also pay $25 an hour for every hour that I volunteer. So usually the projects raise about $10,000 each, hoping this one exceeds that. And it's just a great way to do what I love, taking pictures and give back to the community at the same time.
And so this next event, the 7th art installation that you're doing, is focused around...
Yes, so this one is to benefit the O'Neill Sea Odyssey and their education programs. I spent a day photographing students who were out learning about the ocean, learning about conservation. Some of them had never been on a boat before. And they were from Nueva Vista Community Resources here in Santa Cruz, and then kids with special needs from Buena Vista School in San Jose. So the portraits are going to feature these ecstatic faces of kids cruising around on the ocean and learning about ocean conservation.
And that's the beauty of our show today, because we have Dan Haifley here in the house, who is the executive director of the O'Neill Sea Odyssey.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you, Dan. It's a great privilege to have you here on the show. You have been, your work has touched so many children, particularly my children, my kids.
Mine too. Glad to hear it. Yeah.
Yours also,
yeah,
David.
Exactly.
And the way this has happened is that the O'Neill Sea Odyssey takes kids out into the ocean and teaches them about science, really. And then the beauty of it is they're learning to take scientific data, and that data is then used, and
That's
you can
right.
see the health of our ocean, our Monterey Bay, through your website at the O'Neill Sea Odyssey.
That's exactly right. Thank you for saying all that. It's really a team effort, O'Neill Sea Odyssey. We have an amazing staff, but the most amazing thing about our program is we have the world's most effective and coolest classroom. It's called Monterey Bay. And the beauty of it is the specimens are already there. You know, you've got the plankton, you have sea otters, you have the kelp, urchin, sometimes you have humpback whales when the time is right.
I believe my kids have seen dolphins many, many times.
There you go.
It's something magical about the O'Neill. The dolphins know the kids are there somehow.
Yeah, we don't even have to notify them. They just come. And it's great because we use nature as the world's best classroom. It really is. And so we've had so far over 85,000 students participate in our program.
Wow.
And
Wait, say that again.
85,000 students.
Wow.
And the milestone is, our 20th anniversary is this year, so we're having our 20th anniversary celebration, which we'll talk about another time, September 27th. But in 1996, in December, I believe, the first group of school kids went out on the Team O'Neill catamaran. So this is over 85,000 kids later. And the other thing is, to my knowledge, we're the only program that doesn't charge for this type of science learning on the ocean. So we fundraise, and thank you, David, for all you're doing for us. It enables these kids to participate in our program.
I wonder, Dan Haifley, how many of these kids have never been on a boat before? This is like an experience.
Interestingly enough, our last applied survey research analysis, independent analysis done, our education coordinator, Laura Barnes-Walker, compiles the data, works with ASR, and they come up with a report. The last one indicated that 51% of these students had never been, which is huge. And of course, most of the kids we serve, the students we serve, are low income, and they come from all demographics, and many of them had never been on the ocean, so it was an opportunity.
Yeah, and many are local.
Yes.
Would you say most
about 40% are from Santa Cruz County, and the rest are from the surrounding areas.
Wonderful. And then we have one more. We're going to talk to everybody some more this hour. But we also have Yolanda Henry is here. She is with Nueva Vista, formerly known as Familia.
Correct, yeah.
And you are one of the benefactors from David Dennis's work.
Yeah, they were actually on the boat in the day that I went out, and so a lot of the portraits feature kids that are served by the program. Yolanda can tell you more about.
Yeah, Yolanda, tell us about Nueva Vista.
Thank you so much for having me here this afternoon. Yes, Nueva Vista has been in our community since 1983. We were formerly known as Familia Center. And so we merged with Community Bridges. So now we've changed our name to Nueva Vista, and we merged with Community Bridges 4.5 years ago. And we have 2 sites. Our social services site is at 711 East Cliff, right across from the river levee in the Lower Ocean neighborhood, and then our youth facility is in the Beach Flats neighborhood. And so we've been just very fortunate to have had a wonderful partnership with O'Neill Sea Odyssey and with Dan and the rest of his staff.
So, Yolanda, tell us how many of the kids participate in your program, and how is this experience for them to go out on the O'Neill Sea Odyssey?
Well, we've been participating with O'Neill Sea Odyssey. I've lost count of the years, probably
2006 or 2007.
Yes, so I was going to say something close. 10 years. This is probably our 10th year, and we started with a 1-week program, and which is still continuing. It's we call it Ocean Scholars. And the mostly middle schoolers participate in that program, and we've morphed into doing it over the spring break for the students, and they could at some point, I think also now, some of them teach the class because they keep signing up over and over for it. They just love it so much. And they've learned a great deal. And and our goal was to really foster an interest in the marine sciences and also in careers related to that. And to create a new group of stewards for the Monterey Bay. As many of them, as I said, live in the Beach Flats neighborhood or Lower Ocean neighborhoods, and they too had never been out on the bay. And so this has really created a sense of ownership.
It's an extraordinary privilege for these kids that, it's one thing to be playing in the surf, and it's another thing to go on a boat and have a very large boat. It's a very comfortable boat. And so the kids not only get to go out and many times get to see dolphins and these types of things in the wild, which is not very often that you get to see these kinds of things, but also they're taking temperatures. They're learning how to collect scientific data. And so through the 10 years, have you seen any kids go on and do something or have an interest in following their careers in the oceanography, ocean sciences?
What we consider the greatest strength of the program is overall to promote education in general, and to what we have seen, and it's too early to tell really whether they're going to go into any of the marine sciences, is that it's really fostered a love of education. And we're very happy to report that O'Neill Sea Odyssey has been a very strong partner and supporter in encouraging role models, too. I mean, they've been great role models to our kids of finishing high school, going on to higher education, and many of them have.